Hello there, I'm Nicole Wilbur. I'm a writer and story nerd, and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I thought I would do sort of a writing and goals update, talking about my writing and how it's gone for the past couple of weeks, as well as my goals going forward. So as I was preparing to make this video, I realized that I didn't actually set any writing goals for 2021. Because why would I do that? You might have forgotten that I actually did set goals, in which case, darn it, that sucks if I just, obviously we can tell how well these are going. I had a KanBan board though, and I'm gonna put up my KanBan board and talk about the different things that are on here. So there's a lot on this KanBan board. This is everything that I worked on in 2020. 2020 was a busy year. And so it went from what I had in 2020 to where I wanted everything to be in 2021. But I acknowledged that my biggest priority in 2021, the thing that would take up the most time, was 1837, which is why so far in 2021, the only thing on this list that I have worked on at all is 1837. So that has been, I've been writing the draft of 1837, the second draft, for a while now. I started outlining it in January, and I think I started rewriting it the second week of February. Since then, I actually only have about 35,000 words in that project because my writing has been sporadic at best. It was especially disrupted when I came to Baltimore in March 15th, about 2 months ago now, and I'm going back to Canada in about a week and a half, and I imagine it's going to be interrupted yet again. But it's been very interesting being here because with a lot of people getting vaccines. I got my vaccine, woohoo, it's the vaccine, back to the vaccine. It's like suddenly safe to see people, so seeing people has been a thing that I have done, and that has weirdly, not weirdly at all actually, affected the amount of time that I spent writing. So I have to sort of get back into a groove with it, which I feel like I've been saying for weeks, because I just haven't been able to get back into a groove with it. There's been a lot going on, and I have found myself a little bit stuck with the story. I had some pretty bad story block the past, I'd say 2 weeks especially. And so I finally sat down. This was on Sunday and Monday. I sat down and I re-outlined, because I had my outline, but then the first act, the first 35,000 words, veered quite a bit from the outline, not quite a bit, in just like little small things in the scenes veered. So I rewrote the outline to be what I actually have on paper. And then I basically took what I was planning for Act 3 and Act 2 and 3 and 4, and I reevaluated all of it. I've been using story engineering a little bit, which I will do a dedicated review of very soon. I've been thinking through Save the Cat, and I honestly didn't change that much of what I was planning to do, except I just moved things around into an order that made more sense. And I now feel more comfortable with it. I think part of the 35,000 words that I've written, because I'm really still just into Act 2, like we've just crossed the threshold. We're like maybe a chapter or two into Act 2. So I will have to edit down part 1, Act 1, because it's a little bit too long. And I have some ideas as to how I can do that. Given that it is May, why not set some goals for 2021? So, my goal for 1837 is to finish the first draft by July 31st. So by my calculations, I need 60 to 70,000 more words, which gives me that's 2 months plus 2 weeks pretty much. So that should be reasonable because I have shown that I can write 40,000 words in a month with a fair amount of ease. And if I wanted to do another 10-hour, 12-hour write-a-thon or something somewhere in there, that would probably very much help me to get to the second draft. That might end up going into August, I acknowledge that, but the goal is July 31st. After that, there are some other things that I plan to do. I wrote a novella earlier this year. You can see that video somewhere. I was a 12-hour write-a-thon. It went really well. I really enjoyed it. And I do plan on potentially editing that at some point. So after that July 31st deadline, all of the other things that I've ever written will come into play. So I would like to edit that novella. I have some ideas for like videos I could do around editing it. I wanted a piece that like I didn't really care about self-publishing, so I could kind of walk through. I really like critiquing my own work in videos. I think that's some of the strongest stuff. It's just that I have to like actually write the work and then make it better and then actually critique it for it to work. So, you know, that's a thing. So that's one goal, is to edit that, do a second draft of that one. I also want to prepare Project Musical for alpha readers, and I might spend the second half of the year primarily editing and working on Project Musical, but I haven't quite decided. My original plan was to just kind of spruce it up a little bit, give it to some alpha readers, and then take their feedback and not necessarily write a second draft, because it's a much simpler story than 1837, and I actually think the plot, as I remember it, was good, but, or, you know, as good as you're going to get for a first draft. Obviously, it's not anywhere near perfect, but I have to sort of reread it and see what state it is in, but I definitely am going to work on that in the second half of 2021. And then I would like to also edit my play Coincident in Time and Space. Now you're like, oh, you just took 6 months writing a second draft, and now you're saying you're writing 3 second drafts in the last 6 months. Yep, yes, that's what I'm saying. But the novella is 12,000 words. Coincident in Time and Space is a play. Plays are easy for me, and that's not that many words either. And then the novel is the novel, and it's less complicated than 1837. So there you go. And then I also want to, I have a few personal and travel essays, and again, my goal is to edit one of them, and then I want to submit something, whether it's to some sort of contest or some sort of publication thingy that accepts essays, or some sort of something. That is the goal for the end of the year, to submit something somewhere. Again, specific, smart, measurable, all that stuff. So, yeah. Were those goals? I don't know, but this was a great chat. Please let me know, how is your 2021 going? What are your goals for this upcoming half of the year? Question mark. Is it already done? Oh my God. And I will be back with a more writing type style video next time. Thank you so much, and see you next time.